So a huge trade went down today in the NFL, and it does involve DeAndre Hopkins and David Johnson. And basically, the Texans shipped off DeAndre Hopkins and a 4th-round pick in exchange for David Johnson, a 2020 second-round pick, and a 2021 4th-round pick. And honestly, this trade is so bad on so many levels. And I'll start with, from the Texans side, the Texans easily lost this trade because obviously you're losing one of the best receivers. That's the first thing. You're losing one of the best receivers, top 3. I would say it would be 3 is Hopkins, and then 2, it's a tough one. I would say right now 2 is Julio Jones and 1 is Michael Thomas, and we're just going based off last year. But that's a ginormous loss, especially Deshaun Watson is still fairly young, and he needs like that security blanket who can just make, a ton of catches no matter where you ask him. And honestly, DeAndre Hopkins was huge on, 3rd and shorts. He definitely could run under the middle. And now it's probably looking like that Kyle Fuller is going to be the number 1 guy. And I don't know if he's ready for that. He was definitely a solid number 2. Nothing like he wasn't a star, but he was definitely a decent. And I guess we'll see if he can take over that number 1 role. But that's just such a downgrade. And honestly, David Johnson really did not have that great of a year last year. Like, he's definitely not worth the trade value for DeAndre Hopkins. So I really don't understand that. Granted, David Johnson really has never had a good O-line in Arizona. They've always been historically not that great. So obviously lack of reduction stems from that too. But still, not worth the trade value. The Texans O-line, it's all right, but it has been bad in the past, and it's not like one of the top-tier lines, so you figure how well is he going to do. Plus, he's injury-prone too. You can't forget that. I still think he has a shot to come back and be better and, prove everybody wrong, because obviously, I don't think he is one of the best running backs anymore. He certainly could be, but as of now, I don't. Maybe he'll prove a lot of us wrong. I guess we'll have to see. Now, from the Cardinals side of things, the Cardinals easily won this trade. Their receiving core is stacked, and I would almost predict now that they're probably are going to have the best offense at the end of the season next year, when obviously in total yards and everything. Their receiving core is absolutely stacked. You're starting with Larry Fitzgerald, an all-time great receiver, definitely the best player in Cardinals history. He's still, he's not, the receiver he once was, but he's definitely still solid and still, one of the better receivers, like top 15 maybe. I don't know. But also Christian Kirk, a young guy, fast. He's definitely developing. And also Kyler Murray, I think about it from his perspective. Obviously he can run. He's very dynamic, such a dual threat quarterback. But you already have Larry Fitzgerald, who's pretty good. You have Andy Isabella, who they drafted last year, who's a speed guy. Christian Kirk, you got a few years ago. All have made plays. Plus Larry Fitzgerald and DeAndre Hopkins all on one offense. That's absolutely insane. Plus, you got to keep in mind, Kenyon Drake, they still have too. They put the transition tag on him today. I think he can be one of the better running backs for sure. He is definitely a really good player, still very young, who obviously they got last year from Miami. So definitely that offense is so good, and Kyler Murray's in such a great position to succeed, and even from the Cardinals standpoint to succeed too. Now, looking at it from the Texans standpoint, obviously, they also did get a 2nd and a 4th-round pick back. So, it's not terrible considering the fact that you can definitely find some solid talent in those mid to late rounds, 2nd to 4th round. But I still don't think it's good enough compensation, not even close to good enough compensation for the Texans. Anyways, yeah, that's just me. I don't know what you guys think. Comment below who you think won this trade. And, yeah, I will see you guys in the next video.